Hey, what's up, gamers? Gunny69 here, and welcome back to another edition of my Disney Infinity Toy Box. Now, I remember saying in a previous upload that the Millennium Falcon was finished and that I wasn't building anything on it anymore. Well, I took the advice of one of my fellow creators out there, Clinton 2D, and he advised me on a different toy box that with a little tweaking, you can achieve the desired results that you want. So I went back into this one and I started deleting things and tweaking things around and creating more memory, and I managed to make some changes to this particular starship. And originally I was not going to upload this toy box, but guys, I just got to let you guys in on it and let you see some of the changes that I've made, and also to let you know that this is the third and final time that I will upload this toy box as a showcase. They say the third time is the charmer. Now, I deleted one of my previous uploads, so when you check out my channel, it's going to look like the second upload, but this is actually the third one. And I just wanted you guys to see what I've done with the starship. So, all that being said, we're going to have Captain Solo and the love of his life, Princess Leia, showcase the Millennium Falcon one final time. When I upload this in the future, it's going to be attached to whatever adventure that I can put together. Let me get my words right here. So, we're going to get the ball rolling here, and we're going to bring Princess Leia in.
I'm ready.
And you just heard her. She's ready and willing to go. Now, if she makes any awkward moves, guys, this is a different controller and it's very sensitive, so I want to apologize for any awkward or comical moves that the princess may make here. But we're going to go back here and attach her to the blue team activator, and you're going to understand why in a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to go to the ramp area here. You can see the ramp struts come down, as well as the ramp. And over here, going over to the landing gear. We have Princess Leia come out of the way, so you can see all of the landing gear. Good. Now we'll have Han demonstrate the landing gear here. The touch of a button. You can see it retracts and comes back down. And now, this is a throwback to The Empire Strikes Back. Now, you guys remember when Princess Leia was complaining during their escape from Hoth that this bucket of bolts is never going to get us past that blockade? And Han replied, "This baby's still got a few surprises left in her, sweetheart." Well, check this out. Voila. Now, this is the blaster cannon that comes out and dispatches the Imperial snowtroopers like you saw on Hoth. And that's the reason why I had Princess Leia go to the blue team activator, because this cannon is attached to that activator. So just like on her base, we did not want our princess getting shot at, because this thing will swivel around and fire at you if you're not attached to the team activator. So now we're going to get our princess out of the way over here. And have our captain retract the cannon. And now we'll bring our lovely princess back aboard. Now, one of the laments that I had when I first built this was that I did not put an extra block outside the door here so that the characters could easily walk over and hit the button to retract and bring down the landing gear. But I found out quite by accident that if you position the character just right and then you hit the square button, look at that. They walk right over with no problem. They don't have to jump up. So now there's no more lamentation on this build. I am completely satisfied with it now. So now we're gonna bring our princess back to the cockpit. And now we're going to log our princess off and leave our gallant captain here to continue on with the rest of the tour. Now, as you can see, we're starting out in the cockpit area. Now we're going to go out through the corridors here. Now, this is the first of the changes that I've made. Upon my first creation of this starship, or should I say my first build of this starship, this button that you see here was linked to two hatches, one here and one here. And these hatches go to the smuggling compartments where Han smuggles his goods. But I began to see the brown bat's logic. Now I understand why he had two buttons here. And that was because when you open the hatch and get ready to go down and hide, you can still close the hatch. But with those two hatches being linked to that one button, the other hatch would still be open. So I understand now why he did that. So I did the same thing that he did. By putting a trigger area in and attaching that button like so. So now, whenever you find yourself boarded by Imperial stormtroopers or pirates or anything else that might come aboard, you can come down here and hide for a little while. Or you can just hit this, jump up and come out and ambush them. But that was the first of the changes that I made here. Now we're going into the main cargo hold area. And Han is going to show you the maintenance areas of the ship. Now, as stated in a previous upload, the brown bat had another button on the other side, on the far side over there, to open the other panel, and one on this side. But this is one change that it's not a change, excuse me. I kept this the same, and this button is linked to both panels, as you're going to see. And now you can go down on either side and perform whatever maintenance you need to do should anything go wrong with the ship, just like they did in the movie. And now I'm going to go over here and show you the upper maintenance area. You see the hatch slide back there. And this button here extends the ladder. So now we can go up into this area and perform any maintenance that needs to be done here. You never know. You may have to replace a negative power coupling up here, like they did in the movie. And now we're going to retract everything. Here we go. And this is one of the bunk areas where you can get some shut-eye here. Now, as stated in one of my previous uploads, the brown bat called his bunk area the bedtime for Bonzo, but I call mine the sleeper effect. And it is, you can see, there's a trigger area there, and it is indeed attached to an action enforcer, which will knock you back or knock you out for a little bit so you can get some shut-eye when you jump up in here.
You've got some real problems.
Oh. And over here, this looks like a bunk, but it is quite an illusion. This area leads to a secret passage. And upon my first build of this ship, the panel that you're looking at right now, it slid upward. So when Han got ready to enter it, it was like a vertical motion. But after doing some tweaking to it, watch what happens. See, as you can see now, it's like a double door, and it slides horizontally. Now this is how the brown bat had his done the first time. And I didn't think I could do that with this one, but after freeing up some of the memory, that was the end result. And I'm pretty happy with it. So now we're going to go through the secret passage to the area where the life support system is, which is this area here. Hopefully I can rotate it without you guys getting too dizzy. And this also doubles as a cargo hold area. You can put more cargo in here. Now we're going to go out. And as opposed to the first time I uploaded this toy box, you can see I put some machinery back here. where there was none to begin with, to give it a more starship-like feel. And in here is the cargo lift area, where I also added more machinery. And I was careful to place the machinery to where it wouldn't obstruct the lift. Now if you glance upward here toward the ceiling, you'll see the rosy brown ceiling tile that I put in up here, and I did that for a couple of reasons. To begin with, you could see all the cracks and crevices as the panel slid up and back, and that just didn't look good. And second, it makes the transition, it makes the motion look much more smoother. Or should I say much smoother than it did the first time. Get my words right. And we're going to have the captain demonstrate that. Look how much better that looks. And of course we have the radar here, complete with space chatter. And over here near the mandible area, you can see the Hoth terrain texture that I have covering the rest of the ship. I substituted some of that with the rosy brown texture to give it that mechanical look that you would see in the movie or any of the models that they have out there. Now we're going to go back up. I cannot stop marveling of how much smoother that looks when it goes up and down with that tile on it. Now we're going to go back out here. Now we're going to go through this corridor, which leads around to this area here. Now to your left, you see another small maintenance area. If you hang another left, this is the tech station. Now this is where Princess Leia was lending a hand in The Empire Strikes Back when they were hiding out in what they thought was an asteroid cave. Actually, it turned out to be a giant space slug from which they narrowly escaped. And this leads back to the main cargo hold area. Now over here, you can see that I put an extra corridor ring right here. This wasn't here in the first upload, but to kind of round it out with this one over here, it makes it look much better. As you can see, it's not lopsided, it's straight. It's like looking down the breech of a shotgun, so to speak. It's just clear and straight through. And over here, we have the port side docking ring. So just in case the Falcon docks someplace and they want to go into a spaceport or a space, a city in space, or pull up alongside of another ship to admit passengers or anything. That's what this is for. And there's another docking ring on the starboard side, and I'll get to that momentarily. Go. And this area here, this is the elevator that goes up to the top hatch. And for the benefit of those who may be watching this channel and this video for the first time and don't know the saga, this is the area that Lando Calrissian used in The Empire Strikes Back when he went up to rescue Luke after he'd fallen from the weather vane under Cloud City. Now we're going to go back down. Through this corridor, which leads us to what they call in the maritime the galley. Now in the Army and the Marines they would call this the mess hall, but we're dealing with a naval type environment here, so this is called the galley. And again, you can see that there's a bunk here and one over here. And yes, they both do indeed have the sleeper effect. And over here is the bathroom area. Hey, let's face it, guys, even in outer space, when you gotta go, right? And it's also important to keep clean as much as possible. And now we're going in here to the engine room. And if Han catches you messing around back here, you may find yourself escorted out at the point of his blaster and a very angry Wookiee. Neither one of those is a pleasant scenario, so unless specifically instructed, guys, stay away from back here. And this is the hyperdrive area. And over here, this is where the escape hatches are. Now, on my previous build, this button, as you can see here, it was sticking out a bit, but I attached it to a trigger area, and I managed to make it a little bit more flush with the wall here. So now this button right here opens one hatch. And you can see I've added another button down here. Now this button here not only opens the bottom hatch where you can make your escape, you can see the hatch open, and now you can make your escape via a jetpack. Now, if your ship is planet side, well, hey, that's the equivalent of a parachute. You can jump out and parachute down, or just jet down safely. But I recommend that in atmosphere. Now, for those of you who are very, very scientific, yes, with a space helmet, you could do that in outer space, but make sure you got a spacesuit as well. But these are toys, so let your imagination just take over. You can see we can go back up, but right now we're going to make sure that the ship is secure. There we go. And here's another jetpack for anybody else who might need one. So now we'll close this hatch. And go back around. this corridor, or this series of corridors, is going to lead us back, as you can see, to the ramp area and where the cockpit is, but it also leads us to the gunnery area. Now this area here, for those of you who remember the movie correctly, there was another cannon down here, but unfortunately there is no way to put an AT-AT cannon down here. You could put it down here, but you cannot link it to a path creator and a platform that'll make it drop below the ship to where you can actually use it. So this area, I just call it the lower deck lounge area, which is pretty much what it looks like. And that's also the reason that I was able to mimic the blaster cannon that came out and got the stormtroopers on Hoth. So now we're going to go back out this way. Make sure the ship is secure, which it is. And this is the starboard docking ring that I was mentioning earlier. All right. So now we're going to bring our captain back to the cockpit. And before we wrap up this tour, I'm going to put our captain in spark mode so you can see some of the other changes I've made. And also give you a look at the Millenium Falcon from all angles. Now over here, like I said, with the mandible area here, you can see down here, I didn't put these in here the first time, but now you can see the lower mandibles down here. And around this way, once again, I've substituted the rosy tile here, rosy ceiling tile, to make it look more machine-like around these areas of the Falcon. On this side, and on this side. So now we're going to go up a little higher. And there you can see the Millenium Falcon. And I can't stress this enough. Maybe it's not completely movie accurate, but I don't think I did a bad job with it. we're going to bring our captain back to the cockpit. Wow, or at least I thought I was. Let's try that again. Ah, there we are. Well, gamers, that's going to wrap up this section. And as I've stated before, this is the last time this will be uploaded as a showcase. Because I know there's some guys out there that were saying that, hey, you know, we've seen all of this before, so why do you keep on uploading it? I just wanted you guys to see all the changes that I've made, and I've also left the first upload of the Millenium Falcon on this channel so you guys can make your comparisons and see how far that I've come as far as building this thing is concerned. So, until I can come up with a adventure that links the Millenium Falcon, guys, God bless, live long and prosper, and may the Force be with you.